My name is Sam Zeiser. I'm the Bishop of the Northeastern Pennsylvania Synod. This synod is composed of 280 congregations, and one of the privileges of my ministry is that I get to visit those congregations. One of the congregations is St. John's Lutheran Church in the Mahoning Valley. I enjoyed working with that congregation as they went through a call process. The call process that St. John's went through illustrates the relationships that every congregation in the Northeastern Pennsylvania Synod has with all the congregations and synods of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. We became aware of the availability of Chris DeForest, a recent graduate of the Lutheran Seminary in Iowa, through the New England Synod. The New England Synod Candidacy Committee had worked with Chris while he was a student at the seminary in Iowa, Wartburg Seminary. And when Chris was available for a call and I was informed about it, I contacted him and discovered that he would be a perfect match for St. John's in the Mahoning Valley. What you are going to see next is how the match between Chris and St. John's Lutheran Church in the Mahoning Valley became an opportunity for God to be on the loose in the Northeastern Pennsylvania Synod.
My name is Drew Yenser. I'm president of council here at St. John's Evangelical Lutheran Church in Mahoning. The call process has been really a big thing for us, and it was a wonderful experience for all of us. We began by appointing a call committee, which included youth in the call committee, and they were active from day one. They were active with the Northeast Pennsylvania Synod. The Synod was very helpful throughout this whole process. They were committed to it. We gave directions to our call committee. The directions included that they should pick the best candidate for our church here at St. John's.
I'm Jeff Ebert, and I'm a youth on the St. John's congregation. I was also a member of the call committee, and it was a year-long process to find Pastor Chris. We filled out the application, did all the processes, and then when they finally came back with 3 candidates, we looked at the resumes, and with the Synod's help, we decided to look at Pastor Chris. And he had a great resume. It was amazing, full-out job reviews. But what really sold us was when he spoke. It was with such authority and such spirit that we were attracted to it. And we knew everyone else would be too. The Synod couldn't have been more helpful. They, every couple of months, they come by, check on how we're doing, help us with any questions we needed, and they'd give us their phone number to call us so that if we had any questions, we could ask them. But overall, we couldn't have asked for a more better pastor.
My name is Jan Wentz. I was the chairperson for the call committee here at St. John's when we called Reverend Chris DeForest. Our process started when the bishop and Reverend Garby came to our church, met with our council and call committee, and took the time to listen to our needs and hear more about our congregation and who we are as a congregation. They took all of that information back and after a period of time came back to us with 2 candidates. Reverend Garby was especially helpful in listening and hearing our needs and then matching up several pastors with us. He was always a phone call away, so I could get on the phone with him anytime from any place with our many, many questions. The Synod helped make arrangements for him to come into Mahoning and to meet with us and spend an entire weekend with us. We also were able to go and see him do a service at another local church. And eventually set up a social type activity here at St. John's. And everything just went smoothly from beginning to finish, with lots and lots of support from the Synod, and us just putting our faith that God would take care of us and match us with the correct pastor.
I found St. John's through the process. We were looking, my wife and I are looking to move to this area, and we made ourselves available to the region, but we were actually coming from Iowa. We had finished Wartburg Seminary and were ready to start our careers. I as a pastor, she's finishing a PhD, and so that's what brought us to this area. When we started looking, we trusted the process on the regional level and then on the synod level, and the church and the synods were so helpful in helping us to figure out what that process should look like and what we bring to the ministry and what the places bring to us. And it was a really good and constructive process that I felt very much that I was listened to, and that the things that I bring were considered, but also that wherever we were called to was also given a chance to really think about what they needed and what God was calling them to. And bringing those two together is really what makes this process work so well. The call process was exciting, and it was genuine, and it was carefully done, really in the power of the Holy Spirit. I met with the call committee early on. We met face-to-face and also by Skype. And the meetings we had, really, they asked me really insightful questions and wanted to find out the kind of person that I was, but also the kind of ministry that I was called to and how my experiences would work with their experiences. One of the things that I'm interested in is global mission. And I wasn't sure whether a church here in the Mahoning Valley, a rural church, would be that interested in some of these global experiences that I had. So one of the call committee members, Jeff Ebert, the one who was the young man, 17 years old, was looking at my materials and said, "I see you've gone to Haiti several times. What's that all about?" I explained to them what my passion was there and why I enjoyed it and the people that I met there. Not sure where they were going with that question. And Jeff looked me right in the eye and he said, "Well, tell me how you're going to get our youth involved in that." It blew me away. How exciting was that they were open to that experience and open to what I could bring to them, and yet we were going to do this together and find ways to serve the whole church in addition to this valley together. That was exciting.
You have heard from members of St. John's Lutheran Church in Mahoning Township about how God is on the loose here. God is on the loose here because all the parts of the church came together to assist St. John's in its call process. I hope that you will remember what's happening here at St. John's as you think about your 2013 mission support commitment, because those commitments help to strengthen all the parts of the church.